The first Open semi-final played last night between Victoria and Queensland, won by the Vics. Who would meet them in this afternoon's final? Well, it was down to New South Wales and South Australia. The selection dilemma for New South Wales is in attack, specifically who to put with Nicole Cusack. Coach Mark Corbett has opted for Katrina Wagg. The rest pretty much pick themselves. Skipper Sue Kenny at wing attack, Dalwood and Finnan at centre and wing defence. And although Devry and Ellis both prefer to play at keeper, Ellis will play out for this one at goal defence. Not too many selection headaches for Pat Micken. Garble and Australian pair Borlase and Avellino get the nod up front. Danny Grant at centre is joined by Abbott and Washington to make a skillful and mobile midcourt, and they have the luxury of picking club, state and Australian teammates back in the circle. Contacts pair Kath Harvey and Sarah Sutter. New South Wales are in the sky blue and white, and some interesting team selections. Vicky Wilson.
Certainly are, Steve. I'm very surprised to see Katrina Wagg running out there instead of Joanne Morgan, who's had such a fine championship.
And regular viewers of netball in Australia might be surprised to see Nikki Washington running at wing defence for South Australia when a lot of her netball's been at central wing attack.
I suppose Pat Micken will be looking for Nicole Washington to really help drive the ball through the midcourt of for SA.
Grant. And a couple of early calls against New South Wales, and South Australia progress it to the circle. Borlase. And Nola Callan and Maureen Boyle, our umpires for this all-important clash. Well, I don't know that we can draw too much out of their crossover match, which New South Wales won 57-45. Everyone was surprised with the ease of that win. Cusack. Off South Australian hands. As we look at the Brains Trust on the SA bench, Lynn Davey, the manager there in the middle, and Pat Micken on the right. But as Wagg, well, really, New South Wales chances could come down, Vicky, to how Katrina plays.
Oh, I think so. And she really has to make sure she hits the post right from the word go and really build her confidence from there.
I thought South Australia in their match against New South Wales didn't look switched on. I mean, I know there were some bench players out there for both teams, but SA didn't really have their minds on the job, I don't think.
No, I thought they were just running through the motions, perhaps saving their best for today's match, so we'll just have to wait and see.
2-2 after 2 minutes. Dalwood, Wagg, who's up the court skills, should just about make up for any shooting deficiencies she may have. We'll have to wait and see. Wagg, as we speak, her aerial skills are really something. Shot let her down on that occasion. Sutter, Harvey. Grant gets a bump from Dalwood, and Dalwood's whistled for it. Harvey, Danny Grant, and Borlase. So nice build-up from South Australia.
Great play by Danny Grant into Jenny, and Jenny finishes off with a great shot. Tight marking by Keely Devry, and she still manages to score.
Cusack, Dalwood. Oh, we'll wait 3 matches before you see her drop one like that, but she was quick to recover. Finnan.
One thing about New South Wales play, they're so patient, and they find their back players, Sharon Finnan and Liz Ellis.
Delightful shot from Cusack. So Avellino at one end, Cusack at the other.
Oh, it's so high. That's one thing about Nicole's technique. It just almost brings the rain.
And a footwork mistake. So a cheap ball to New South Wales. Finnan. They're up 12-9. Wagg. 4 minutes out from quarter time. This would be a handy break. Well, what's helping Katrina, Vicky, is that she's been giving a good position to shoot from.
Yeah, well, with the likes of Sue Kenny and Carissa Dalwood, they really are finding the edge of the circle and are able to put Katrina in a nice position under the post, and she really is playing very well and shooting some great goals.
A few groans from the crowd. They didn't like the call from Maureen Boyle, which went against Sarah Sutter. Cunning, but it hasn't worked out. Yes, it has. Ellis. Back to Wagg. Harvey, no. Oh, she's unlucky. And Cusack. And 14-9. This is quite a lead that New South Wales are establishing 3.5 minutes out from the first break.
Instruction centre.
Dalwood was too close. Abbott takes it. Avellino.
Bonus obstruction centre.
Ball ace. Kenny, Wag, and Cusack.
Contact of the hand. Holding on, goal defender. Shot.
One against Harvey.
Katrina is so strong in the air. I think always the rule is if in doubt, just put it up. She's bound to get it.
Well, I'm sure Margaret Corbett must be very relieved at the strong quarter that Wag has opened with. Now, she can be hot or cold. I think she only shot about 40% in their 1-goal loss to Victoria. She played half a game in that match last Sunday. She might shoot 40, she might shoot 80, but she's doing the job today. Dalwood down to Cusack. Kenny. Strong in the air again.
Well, she's playing a great game today, and take my hat off to her because it takes a great player to come back after having, you know, a bit of a downer on your shot. So she's doing very well and playing very confidently.
Ball ace. Back out to Grant.
Contact keeper. Shot or pass.
Contact against Devery. That was a 50-50 one,
I think that was a bit tough. I think Jenny came around the corner and just bumped right into her.
I thought you'd always be on the side of the shooter, Vic.
Well, normally I am, but I think I get a better view from here.
Yeah, I guess in the last couple of months you spent a fair bit of time on the sideline. Has it given you a different perspective to on netball?
Yeah, without a doubt. I've really enjoyed it. It's been somewhat difficult, but I wouldn't say frustrating. I've really enjoyed it. Something, yet another challenge, I suppose.
Last minute, first quarter, Dalwood ran into the circle, having taken the ball. So, SA possession, plenty of time to get another goal here and reduce the margin to 3.
Lizzie Ellis is just sitting back waiting to have a swipe at Jenny's shot. She picked off 3 of them in the other match, so I know she's keen to have a go at them.
New South Wales to get on with it a little here if they want a 4-goal break at quarter time. Little cat and mouse at the end of the quarter. Cusack. Timekeeper's not up yet, so plenty of time for Cusack to miss one for a change. Timekeeper gets up now. They'll see it. Avellino wants to play on quickly. Ball A's. Gets the shot up and misses. That might be enough. Yes, the bounce out denies them. Nevertheless, a good little comeback from South Australia late in the first quarter when it looked to be getting away from them. New South Wales opened very brightly, but still very much a close contest, this one at quarter time, with New South Wales leading 16-13. Well, it was an entertaining first quarter, more of the same to come on shore. And Vicky, we thought Katrina Wag had a good first quarter, and the stats support that.
Well, she did, you know, and coming away with the highest shooting percent I've seen her put out for this championship, so she must be very pleased with that. But I think the interesting point of the stats is that Nat Avellino really hasn't got into the game, only putting up 2, but 2 from 2 is still very good. But Lizzie Ellis must be doing a lot of good defensive work on her outside the circle.
Good stats, in fact, for all the shooters. And so really does put the pressure on everybody, that knowing that any opportunity will most likely be taken by the shooters. They've got to treasure the ball.
Back a little bit. Just there.
Could come down to 1 turnover in the last quarter if they stay like this. Ellis beats Finnan. Wag. Dalwood. Kenny.
Goalkeeper, shot or pass.
And a hold against Sutter. Cusack. Wag. Dalwood. Kenny leads out. Cusack. Oh, and Harvey read the moves of Wag well and put some pressure on New South Wales. Ellis just arrived a fraction late. Off the foot of Dalwood.
Contact, wing defence. Wing defence.
They're just getting their hands to the ball, New South. I reckon another little extra step and they might be there.
Well sunk by Borlase, and they're clawing their way back, South Australia. New South Wales have led virtually since the opening whistle. But they can reduce the margin to 1 here. Nice move, Avellino. Wants to be closer. 1 against Ellis. Penalties going against New South Wales in the second quarter. What, 13-5?
And I think it's all happening down in that defensive end, so they really need to tighten up what they're doing.
And they've tied it up at 21-all. Big comeback.
On the whistle.
Abbott all but overruns it. Harvey. Chance for South Australia to hit the lead. They're running hot in this second quarter. They've really kept their composure well, South Australia. Borlase available on the baseline. Avellino at the top of the circle. Devry retreats. And SA hit the lead. Big comeback. They were down by 6.
And Nat Avellino finds the post after doing very hard work. Yeah.
9-2. South Australia on a run against New South Wales after being down, I think it was 19-13. They're now up 22-21. Danny Grant, Kath Harvey. Turnover off the ball. And hasn't been down here much recently.
Side, free pass inside.
Washington offside.
Free pass.
It's important to
Cusack.
score off this one.
Or must do.
Contact on the ball. Shot
Oh, silly penalty by Sarah Sutter.
Wag. Knows this must go in. That's it. Just ties it up 22-all. Great game. 6 minutes left, second quarter. This is a different South Australia to the one which went down to New South Wales by 12.
Forward, swing defence. Goal third. Goal third.
Sharon Finnan and Sheridan Abbott are having a great battle out there.
Yes.
Neither giving an inch.
Centre. Force.
Against Dalwood this time. And by the whistle, South Australia progressing to the circle.
Vantage obstruction. Centre. Vantage
Avellino
contact.
down.
Vantage force. Swing
That'll be against Finnan, not Abbott. Finnan's the one on the deck.
Take the shot. On the whistle.
The usual amount of feeling in this South Australia-New South Wales match, Vic. Would you really like to be out there? Let's have a look.
Whoa, Sheridan Abbott just ran straight through her.
And the whistle heavily against New South Wales in this second quarter.
Vantage obstruction.
Down they go again. That's Liz Ellis.
Well, the penalties are sitting at 20 against New South Wales to SA's 11 at present.
Play.
Can be a big factor.
Vantage
Finnan.
contact. Wing attack.
Oh,
well
just
taken.
out of reach for Grant, who gives away a few centimetres.